You ever wake up on a Tuesday, and by the end of the day, your whole life's become the plot of a bad action movie? Helicopter chase, TV news, the whole neighborhood gawking at your misery. Yeah, that happened to me. And trust me, you're not going to believe half of it, unless you know the kind of neighborhood where a smile is just a baring of teeth, and every lawn's cut so perfect you'd swear the grass was fake. You ever live somewhere that beige? Well, that's Whispering Pines, my own little slice of HOA hell, where conformity's worshipped, and a splash of color is a declaration of war. Let me back up a sec. Name's Marcus Jones. I'm a graphic designer with a soft spot for loud cars and apparently an even louder life. My pride and joy was a custom 2021 Dodge Challenger. I called sunshine yellow so bright it gave the sun a complex scissor doors that swung up like a movie star's entrance, tuned so fine it purred and roared on command. She wasn't just a car, she was the last thing I built with my old man, a mechanic who believed a man's legacy was measured in grease stains and memories. We built her together before cancer took him. I engraved a little plaque on the dash for Dad because, well, I guess that's what you do when you miss someone so much. Your heart aches every time you turn a wrench. Now, in a place like Whispering Pines, being unforgettable just means you're a target. Enter Patricia Covington, my neighbor, HOA queen, a woman whose platinum bob looked sharp enough to file a lawsuit. Her son Braden was her pride, a 19-year-old bag of privilege and cologne, always skulking around in $1,000 tracksuits. No job, no school, just a head full of entitlement and that look, you know the one. He watched my car like a hungry kid at a bakery window. I figured he just like muscle cars didn't realize he was casing the joint with a plan straight out of Grand Theft Auto. First time the HOA came for me, it was about the color. Non-compliant with the harmonious aesthetic, the letter read. I showed up at the next meeting with bylaws, a smile, and enough attitude to win. But let me tell you, I might as well have thrown gasoline on a dumpster fire. Patricia started clocking every rev of my engine, every glint of chrome, even claimed the scent of my tire shine was giving her allergies. Yeah, that happened. So, on this fateful Tuesday, I wake up jittery, biggest pitch of my career suit, pressed shoes shined, ready to sell water to a fish. I open my garage, and there's just an empty space. Not just missing erased. Tools on the wall. Oil stain where sunshine slept. The silence so loud it made my ears ring. I spotted a shard of glass near the side door lock. Busted wood splintered. Someone had broken in. Someone had taken the only thing I had left of my dad. I called 911, hands shaking with a cold, vibrating rage. The cops show up, routine board taking notes. When they ask who'd want my car, Braden's face jumps right into my mind, but accusing a neighbor's kid of grand theft, that's heavy. Still, I told them about his little staring sessions, Patricia's never-ending war, and yeah, they basically said, unless he's dumb enough to get caught with it, we can't do much. Cue Mrs. Gable, my other neighbor who's all pearls and poodles. She waddles over concerned. She remembers hearing my engine at 4 a.m., but then she's got a Ring camera. We pull up the footage. 4:17 a.m. My garage opens, some punk in a baggy tracksuit jumps in those doors, swing up, and my baby's engine howls into the night. It's grainy, but the tracksuit, that's Braden's Gucci uniform. I rush the footage to the cops, and finally they start moving. I'm pacing the porch, nerves shot, my big pitch forgotten, when my nephew Leon, 16 and always online, texts me a link. Yo, Uncle Marcus, isn't this your car? It's Braden, live on Instagram, grinning, weaving through traffic, bragging about his new whip, with the whole world egging him on. The arrogance, the stupidity, he even jokes about repainting my custom color, the one I sweated over with my dad. That was the twist, the one that snapped something inside me. I screen record everything and call 911 again this time, giving them Braden's handle, my voice, like ice. Suddenly, the dispatcher's in full emergency mode. I'm giving live commentary as I watch Braden speed north on I-15, sirens rising behind him. He notices, panics, floors it. Because why not turn a felony into a felony plus? Within minutes, Leon's calling again. Uncle, it's on the news. I flip to channel 7, and there's a helicopter shot of my car bright as a lemon on gray concrete leading a parade of cop cars. To the world, it's just another high-speed chase. To me, it's my dad's memory being chewed up live for the city to see. The chase goes on, Braden still streaming like it's a video game until the reality of cops and spike strips and SWAT finally breaks through. They herd him into an industrial district box. Him in pit. The car the Challenger spins, smashes the curb, and just like that, my girl's wrecked. He gets yanked out, cuffs, slapped on face, pressed to the pavement. Tracksuit covered in dust, no more smirk. Patricia screeches up, hair wild, screaming about injustice, blames me, the cops, the universe, everyone but her baby. That was the climax, the twist. Detective Harding, big kind eyes, not buying any of Patricia's act, tells her flat out she's lucky she's not getting arrested for obstruction. Braden's hauled off. Patricia shrinks behind the police tape, smaller than I've ever seen her. I watch my car get loaded up, a gutted feeling in my chest. After the dust settles, there's nothing left but paperwork and insurance forms. Sunshine's totaled, says the adjuster. They offer a check. Feels like blood money. Meanwhile, Braden's mugshot is everywhere. Gucci tracksuit bandit makes the rounds on local news. The neighbors pile on. Turns out Patricia's been a menace for years. Fining kids for basketball hoops, measuring lawns with a ruler, getting retrievers banned for excessive cheerfulness. Now she's infamous, and soon enough she moves out, beige furniture and all. Braden goes to prison. Judge makes an example out of him. Patricia gets a fat fine and community service. For a moment, it almost feels like justice. But then I'm left with the choice: take the insurance check and move on, or buy Sunshine back from the salvage yard and rebuild. I can't let Braden have the last word. I get her towed to a custom shop. The old man running it looks her over, grins, and says, "Son, we're not just fixing her, we're making her better." It takes months. New frame, stronger, new engine, new paint, a deep golden yellow I call Phoenix. It's therapy. It's legacy. The first day I drive her home, Mrs. Gable cheers from her porch. That right there was worth it. A year later, a white envelope arrives. From Braden in prison. His letters rambling, full of blame and self-pity, but buried in the nonsense is a line, "My dad always said your dad stole the Firebird from him." Suddenly, a whole different story starts to unravel. Turns out my dad and Braden's were best friends, built a car together, fell out when Patricia came between them. My dad bought the Firebird fair and square. Al Braden's dad sold his dream for a safer, sadder life. That car, the friendship, the envy, it all came tumbling down generations later in my driveway. And Braden, he never wanted just the car, he wanted the story, the legacy. But you can't steal a legacy. You can borrow the keys for a day, but if you didn't build it, it'll never be yours. If stories like this hit you in the gut, if you've ever lost something and fought like hell to rebuild it, you're in the right place. Subscribe, ring the bell, drop a comment, and tell me where you're watching from and maybe what you've fought to rebuild in your own life. Because in the end, it's not about the cars or the paint or the HOA. It's about building something that lasts even when the world tries to smash it. And who knows, maybe the next story will make you laugh or cry or even pick up a wrench and start building your own phoenix. Stick around. The best stories are the ones we share.